Hello, everyone, and welcome into more Ticket to Ride. But before we get to that, first of all, my name is Sorcerer Matt. If you have no idea what I look like, this is what I look like in my wonderful basement that usually I don't have the camera on, so I'm, just surrounded by all my junk. But I wanted to start this video very quickly because I am late to the game on getting my video up, but I wanted to point you in the direction of a couple of channels because I have done a collaboration with a couple of people. I'm going to now hide my wonderful looking face. I had the privilege to play a game with Stooge Plays and the Board Gaming Doctor. I, of course, will be linking all of this in the description. I was able to play. We did a board game roulette where we just kind of randomly picked a game on Board Game Arena that we have never played before. Spoiler alert, it is this one. And we had a good time. So we had never played it before, and we were able to have a really good time learning it and playing it while also, so showcasing a different game and having some good camaraderie. So I'm pointing out both of these channels because if you like board games beyond Ticket to Ride or board games in general, these two channels are great. Stooge does Ticket to Ride, so definitely go and check out his videos. He does a lot of the same stuff that I'm doing, but even some other stuff, some maps that I don't frequent as much. And so if you're like, man, I really want to see someone play this, Stooge is great. Board Gaming Doctor gives some great impressions of different games. These two guys are really, really great. So please go check that out and hit and subscribe to them. I'm going to turn my beautiful face back on. I'm hoping to get my point of view up because it is I played the monster, the creature in this game. So I'm hoping to get my POV up here soon. Just having a couple issues and a couple of personal things I've got to deal with. But I wanted to point you towards that video. Go check out that video. We had a lot of fun doing it. Barring them being terrible or them being really good actors and just kind of plowing through it, we enjoyed ourselves. So you will probably see more collaborations throughout the year and years to come because we had a great time and it was fun to showcase a game that we had never played before and never heard of. And I talk about on Board Game Arena that happens often where there's a lot of fun games on there, but there's not always people to play it with. So maybe showcasing this can kind of draw some people towards another stuff like that. So again, go subscribe to their channels. Go check their stuff out. Go check out those videos. Again, I will link all this in the description. Go check out that video, please. It was really, really fun. We had a really good time. Okay, now I'm going to, again, turn my wonderful face off. And I guess I should probably, plug my own channel, too. Like, hey, you should subscribe to this channel. Because, lots of fun stuff happens around here. So, oh, great. All right, so now I'm going to hit this button. And we are going to get rid of this. And then we are not going to play Not Alone because we will... you know what? Let's do some Europe here. Europe, and and my wife is texting me. Hang on one second. I love you too. Oh, come on. I'm having problems texting and holding this microphone. Okay. So we are while we're waiting for some Mega Europe things. I'll talk a little bit more about kind of that collaboration. We had a ton of fun. We spun a wheel to figure out what game we would play, and were able to it was very fun to kind of try to work through the rules and okay, hang on, and work through, in some cases, like the weird interface, and so it was It was and honestly, the game that we played, I was worried that we were going to get a terrible type game that, you know, yeah, we'll accept that. That's fine. That we kind of the first time we do it, we create a terrible video of a game that we're like, this was kind of bad, but it ended up being really, really good. So, and honestly, for those of you that are in a spot where maybe you don't have a board gaming group, I'm fortunate enough that I have people in my life that want to have board game nights. Now, with that said, we also all have, jobs and other stuff like that. And so, it can be hard to, yeah, can I just join this? No? Sweet. Okay. Um, and so it was really nice to kind of collaborate with some people and play some board games. Because even though I have the people, it, you know, it it's hard to get together sometimes. So, enough rambling about that. Again, I'm going to continue plugging it partly because it was super fun. So go watch us have fun. And now, what do I want to do here? This is kind of a set of tickets, especially considering that this is some high-level players. Very high elo players. So, man, I really don't want to do a... Maybe I take out to Denver, because this is kind of like an East Coast game that... An East Coast game that spans a little bit west? So I definitely just want to grab this. I'm going to want this. And especially going first, because pretty standard route here. I think I'm just going to come New York to Pittsburgh to Chicago to St. Louis, down to Nashville, and then obviously St. Louis over to Denver through Kansas City, and then over to Charleston and down into Miami, and then we'll get up to Toronto. That's the word I'm looking for. So probably what I want to do is prioritize some colors here. So red was just what was here. Black and orange are going to kind of be some big ones, but I also want to... Weirdly enough, I care more about Pittsburgh to Toronto than I do about like this New York to Pittsburgh, because if I don't get this Pittsburgh to Toronto, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to... It's going to be a little more difficult to connect up Toronto. Not impossible, but just a little more difficult. So I probably... And St. Louis to Nashville as well would be one that I'd kind of want to prioritize. I want to prioritize, again, the single ones, even though I think in terms of like the route, obviously New York to Pittsburgh to Chicago are more important. But I think in terms of what people could potentially take... So I think that this is okay. I hope this orange stays. That would be delightful. Well, boo to you, yellow. Well, boo to you too, green. All right, I'm happy to go here with white. I do have a wild as well, or two wilds that I could, make some shenanigans happen. Yeah, see, that's what I was figuring that going here would... Why? Everyone stop grabbing my stuff. Like, holy cats. So I'm going to actually grab the two white here, because I also... Getting Chicago to St. Louis is going to be a pretty necessary and... Boo. Yeah, everyone is needing orange and black, which might lead me to using some of my wilds on those just to kind of keep pace in some ways. All right, this really doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, it really doesn't. I think just because more people are going for orange, I'm going to grab the orange just to maybe make that a little bit of a defensive play. But I am going to go ahead and kind of finish up some of this in here. Just, I don't really have a good feel. Obviously, yellow's coming this way. Green may or may not. And so I don't want to be in a position where I'm scrambling at the last minute. I'd rather, again, plant my flag. That's usually how I want to go. Though I have started to experiment a little bit because I've seen some people play where, yeah, I'm good to do this. I've seen some people play where they really, really wait on it. And that can pay some dividends as well because you really hide where you're going. And that can prove beneficial in certain cases. I like grabbing the pink here. There are enough people on this East Coast that Miami is something that I want to make sure doesn't get sniped. I don't want that to happen. That would be a very bad time. Okay. All right. I love it. I love what's happening here. Okay. That's fine. Okay, I think we can just go off the top. Yeah, I don't... Okay. All right. Good. Good. We like that. Now, the one bummer about all of this is that we are very behind the 8-ball in terms of it looks like, just based on where all my opponents are based, that they have at least one big ticket. So that could be an issue. So I know that I can use the 2 pink to here. I just want to lock this up. And I think I'm going to lock up Denver to Kansas City here too. We'll see. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I'm actually, yeah. Yep. I'm feeling really good about that one. So let's see what direction blue comes. Oh man, I could get really greedy here, depending on what stays. Yeah. So now I can play all of the routes that I need. So I'm going to start here. Okay. So wonder if yellow's going to come up the top here. And they have like Portland to Pittsburgh, Vegas to New York. Okay, then we're going to do this. The only nice thing about our start is that, oh, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't hate that route. I like this is a nice little windy route. Yeah, okay, so it looks like yellow's going to do this. All right, fantastic. Well, we're going to do this and then draw, and we've got 2 wilds to play with. So there is some northwest stuff in play. We still got, Boston, Montreal. So, like, Nashville to New York is great. New York to Miami is great. I think Chicago to New Orleans is fine, and Dallas to New York is fine, because both green and blue are already in New Orleans. It seems unlikely that yellow's gonna get there as well. I would love to take 4 destinations. That was, when you are playing an East Coast game, that's what you want right there. So we're definitely looking for orange, but we're also looking for just pairs. So I'm okay to grab some pairs here. And I probably am okay to go, I mean, I could like keep a longest train thing going, but I'm clearly not going to win longest train. So why would I do that? All right, well, I think I can just go off the top here, and at some point I'm just going to use wilds to get into New Orleans, but that seems a little irresponsible. I also do have to watch out that my opponents do not do something weird with... there's a lot of like big routes that are being set up here that I want to be careful I don't get caught. But I love right now that I have... Oh, I don't love that you took 3 tickets. That's a real bummer. What's the best way? I think just coming down. The least risky way. The thing with going St. Louis to Little Rock, I don't think Little Rock has anything. So why would I need to go through that? Whereas Oklahoma City does have things. I don't know if it has anything that hooks up to the East Coast, because obviously Los Angeles is a lost cause, and even I don't think I ever was going to get into Los Angeles, even if nobody was in it. Okay. All right, I am happy to do this. Let's work our way down to Dallas. Maybe we can hit an orange. And at this point, man, it feels bad to use 3 wilds on something. But at this point, I don't, I don't want to... I think yellow is sitting on a ton of orange, and I think that's part of the reason why we're not seeing any. Green's got San Francisco to Washington. Maybe a Washington to Atlanta. Maybe a Los Angeles to Atlanta as well. I don't know what they just picked up, but I wonder if that was the 3 starting tickets. Blue looking at like a... Oh, maybe they picked up someone in New York. Okay. Well, I am okay doing this. We'll see what green does here. Okay, so they're not worried about that. So now, yeah, I really don't like that I'm seeing no orange. To the point where, yeah, like when do we just... Yeah, there's all the orange. Yeah, there it is. All right, I'm gonna do. Man, I'm sure not having a problem seeing any green. Yeah, I don't mind some of these draws just to kind of like build a little bit of my. I'm literally gonna do Atlanta to New Orleans with 4 wilds. That's literally about to happen. I'm going to do a little sneaky play here. I'm going to try to do this. Oh, you love to see it. I mean, I'm going to go greedy here. I'm going to get real greedy here. I'm not going out to Salt Lake. Had it been 5 turns earlier, the answer to that would have been yes. Now, heck no. And now, getting to New Orleans is less of a priority because that's only 7 points, whereas getting Boston and into Montreal, that those are just worth more points. Now, we're definitely not out of it, especially if I can pick up an orange. Really, the biggest question here is yellow. What's yellow doing? Yellow clearly has, I think, some bigger tickets, though this move into Calgary makes me wonder if they have like a Los Angeles to Calgary, Portland to Pittsburgh. All right, well. So now this is great. This is great. This is the ideal East Coast game. This is what you want. Will I get a victory? I don't know, but at least I always feel better in Ticket to Ride games when at least it's like, all right, you know what? There's not anything else that I could have done. I maximized what I needed to do. I got the routes I needed to. I took the risk when I needed to. Yada 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 yada. Whereas, you know, I hate the games. Honestly, the games that are more annoying when I lose are the ones that are like, man, I set that up so well and I just didn't get the right tickets. I didn't have anything connect in. Whereas this, we've gotten, you know, what, 1, 2, you know, 3 Miami, 2 or 3 Miami routes, and then a couple of the Dallas routes and things like that. Oh, that is bold. Do not think you're going to be able to complete what you're trying to complete. Maybe I'm incorrect, but I do not think so. And so, I mean, at this point, do I get more greedy? Like, do I just grab like this? And grab Omaha? And just, I don't know, hope that I hit those? Or I feel like... I have 6 more tickets than yellow, assuming, I mean, yellow could draw still. Not worried about green. Green clearly is not going to have anything happen. I don't really feel like I need to do anything, so I might as well just grab this pair into Sault Ste. Marie. I think I feel really, really good about this game. Now we'll see what yellow does, if yellow draws tickets or whether yellow just says, okay, so yellow could catch up a little bit on tickets. I mean, they could, and they could, you could also completely whiff. All right. Here we go. All right. But yeah, I've got some good stuff here. And of course, I'm going to get a 15-point bonus as well. So that's super nice. Yeah, love this. Love 10 tickets. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Now, once again, you see, like, 135 is not necessarily a monster score. But yeah, this is what I was hoping for, is that, well, that's not what I was hoping for. But was hoping for, yes, these small tickets that blue has. Because now I'm ahead of blue, and I will get 15 points. Oh, okay, all right. I see what yellow had there. Now the question is, all right, Seattle to Vegas. So I am not going to beat yellow because I definitely don't have longest train there. So I could have had another draw there, and of course green missed one. But, yeah, I definitely don't have longest train. In fact, I think yellow actually has longest train. But that's okay. We could have drawn again there, but I think it was just as likely that we lost points, and especially looking back on this, blue would have had a lot of the tickets that we would have hoped to get. So, yes, GG. GG to yellow. That was a great game played by yellow. The advantage that yellow had is zero competition in, I mean, you draw a line from San Francisco to Duluth. Nobody played in that area of the map besides yellow. But, you look at blue, Chicago to Boston, Washington to Atlanta, Boston to Washington, New York to Atlanta. All of those would have been tickets that we would have been looking for. And so there was a high likelihood that we would have hit something or drawn something that we really couldn't have gotten. Now, you could argue, hey, Kansas City to Houston was in play. I think Houston to New York or Houston to whatever. Maybe it's Houston to Washington, which definitely wouldn't have worked. But regardless, there's you never know. Sometimes 10 tickets is there, and honestly, if yellow just has, I don't know, like, it's not like yellow, I think, had world beater tickets. They had very good tickets, but, you never know. Like, yellow clearly hit on the last ticket. If they had missed, this would be a different story. So let's take a look at the stats then. Of course, we've got, the second place. I was lowest on claimed routes, which makes sense. And we were all kind of more heavier collecting things off the board. I did take one locomotive, completed 10 destinations, which always feels good. But yeah, like a 1.1 trains less. And that's honestly probably where most of my points were lost. But keeping 6 additional cards feels really great. You're going to get sick of me saying this. Once again, please go check out that video in the description. And also subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to both Board Gaming Doctor and Stooge Plays. You'll find great gaming content there. And you'll be seeing more collaborations in the future. So that's going to be fun. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye!